Hi, Carrie Shepperson here from Southern Songbird Farm. Today I thought we would talk eggs. A lot of you know us because of our eggs, so we'll talk a little bit about chicken eggs today, and I'll touch just a little bit on duck eggs, but we'll kind of save that for another video. What got me on the subject of eggs is last night I was looking at one of our farming Facebook groups that we're a part of on Facebook, and the topic came up about eggs and egg yolk color. So I thought I would talk a little bit about what the actual research shows and discuss egg yolk color. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture has done studies, and the color of an egg yolk does not tell you about the nutrition of the egg yolk, which is contrary to what some of you might think, as a lot of people think that the darker yellow, almost orange yolk is more nutritious. It's not necessarily. What that dark orange yellow color does mean is that the hen has been eating lots of foods or plant materials that contains a lot of carotenoids. So those are yellow and yellow-orange pigments that occur in plants. So during the spring and summer, when dandelions are plentiful, our egg yolks of our free range and even our pastured hens do get that deep orange color. But I wanted to show you our egg yolks today. It occurred to me that this morning when I was making my eggs for breakfast, that our egg yolks are looking a little paler, a little bit earlier in the season than what we're used to. So right now in Kentucky, we're experiencing a terrible drought. It's not really on the drought monitor, but we have got cracks on our farm that you can literally stick your hand into. A lot of our pasture is already dried up, so the hens are not getting those dark leafy greens like they were earlier in the season. So this morning, when I cracked my eggs open, I noticed that the yolks were a little bit more pale. And what I want our take home to be for customers, not just of us, but of anybody who buys from your farmer, is that is very natural. It is natural to have seasons of color for your egg yolks. What is most important is to know your farmer and know how they practice their animal husbandry for their hens. So Doug, if you want to come on in, I'll show that even within our own chickens, we have a little bit difference in the color of the yolks. So this egg is from our completely free range flock. So they have range of our entire 40 acres. They can go wherever they want. So they can seek out those little tidbits that are maybe a little bit greener and darker than the others. This egg here is from our commercial layers that we keep in our pasture rotation. So they are going to be our hens that are moved every 2 days to 5 days, depending on the weather. We're moving them a lot more frequently now because it's so dry. We want to keep them access to fresh pasture. The reason we do both purely free range, go wherever you want chickens, and strictly pastured chickens in the chick wagon, if you've followed us on social media, you know what I'm talking about, is really for security purposes. We like having a free range flock, but that puts us at huge risk for predation from hawks, coyotes, neighborhood dogs, etc. So we want to make sure that we kind of have the best of both worlds. So we have our pastured chickens that we can concentrate, and we also use those for a reason, because we're strategically moving them through the pasture and following other animals to keep that going, while still kind of having our free range flock that can kind of go over wherever do what they want to. So that just goes to show you that even on the same farm, we have a little bit different color in the egg yolks. What we do know about egg yolks is that even though the color doesn't tell you the nutrition, what we do know is that pastured eggs, or obviously free range eggs, because they can go wherever they want to go, free range hens I should say, they do have been studies to show that they are higher in omega-3 fatty acids and some of your trace minerals. A grocery store egg versus a pastured egg, you won't tell the difference on the big macronutrients and things like calories, fat, protein, stuff like that. But you will tell a difference in those little smaller items, like when you break it down to omega-3 fatty acids and trace minerals and stuff like that. The other thing I was going to say about pastured eggs is that both of these hens, the hen that laid this egg and the hen that laid this egg, they get the exact same food. All of our hens are fed a non-GMO laying ration. It's not heavy on corn either, because sometimes that corn, They say it can cause you to have paler yolks, but I've noticed in winters past when we've given them a little cracked corn in the cold weather, their yolks will yellow up just a little bit more. Duck eggs are kind of the same way for us, depending on the time of year. Kind of we can see it a little bit different with the yolks, but again, I think that was just that jogged my memory to tell you guys that you really should know your farmer. You need to know. I feel like we've been pretty transparent on social media and here on YouTube about how we do things here. I can fake a dark orange yolk. I can feed my chickens marigold petals that are available for purchase, and I can get a beautiful dark orange yolk. I prefer to let my hens do it themselves and just know that my April eggs are going to look different than my December eggs. So I hope I've answered a little bit of questions that some people might have about that. Oh, one more thing that's important. Doug, you don't have to come back in for this because it's very hard to tell, but this is your homework. People ask us all the time, do you have to have a rooster to have eggs? So the answer is no. Your hen will lay her egg every roughly 26 to 28 hours every single day, whether it is fertilized by a rooster or not. The only thing a rooster accomplishes for your flock is I have found they're great protectors. They're very good to sound the alarm and all the chickens jump up and freeze and see where the danger is. I've seen them defend their ladies literally to the death. So we enjoy keeping some roosters with our free range flock. We don't keep them with our pasture raised flock because they are surrounded by electric fence, which keeps them safe from predators. And so we don't want the rooster to be in there with them, pressuring them. With the free range ladies, if they have enough of his amorous nature, can get away from him. So the other thing about roosters is if you want to have baby chicks, then you have to have the rooster. So if you want to ever compare, it's funny because even our own chickens, the ones that are in the chick wagon that are not fertilized by a rooster, will have a little white dot on the yolk. And if you look at your grocery store eggs that you buy from the grocery, they will also have a plain white dot. And the ones that are fertilized by a rooster will have that same white dot, but instead of being solid, it'll look like a little bullseye. And that is because that is the first few cells starting to divide and make that new baby chick. So one is called a blastocyst and one is called a blastodisc, and that is your science lesson for the day. But that was the other fun fact I wanted to give you is no, you do not need a rooster to have eggs, but you do need a rooster to have baby chickens. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure you've got lots of questions. So if you have any, please let us know. Comment below, follow us on Facebook or Instagram. We try to post a lot of videos and kind of let you know how we do things here. Or you can go to our website, sign up for our email list. We promise we don't spam you. We just like to keep you aware of what's going on and if we have a new video. So let us know if you've got any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.